Well, hello, friends of the Frontiersman, Walt and Tina and everybody. Merry Christmas from Las Vegas.
Yeah, Walt and Tina asked us if we would try a whiskey, right?
Yeah, and he said our instructions were to try a favorite whiskey and maybe you two would try the same one.
Now, let me tell you something. I have had this bottle of whiskey, Jack Daniels, for a long, I'm going to get all misty on this, for a long time. I promised myself I would never open it. In fact, I almost said, you can open it.
He told me to serve it at his funeral.
Serve it at my funeral. But I needed a special occasion. And I want to dedicate the opening of this bottle to Walt's brother, who recently passed away. And I just want you to know, Walt, that this is going to be a very, very special pour because this is the Jack Daniel whiskey. This is 100 proof. Am I right?
It's 90 proof.
Yeah.
It's the Sinatra Select. It's the one was bottled in honor of Frank Sinatra, and it was his favorite pour.
All right, Walt, here we go.
Let me set this aside.
Oh.
I bought this for Dale's birthday probably a dozen years ago. So it has been aging quietly in our house for quite a long time.
We're just going to have a sip. I wish you were here to taste this with us.
But we'll save it for next time we see you.
Next time you come to Las Vegas, I don't have to have any angst about it because I already opened it up. And
so let me first admire this gorgeous amber color. It's actually almost a copper. It's beautiful to look at.
oh.
Wow. You know, we're so used to sipping scotch that this is really, really special to be tasting an American whiskey, especially one that's named after an icon like Frank Sinatra.
And the other reason is the NFR is in town, so...
The first time we ever had Jack Daniels was actually at the rodeo.
Yeah,
so.
and oh boy, was that strong.
Yeah.
They put in, with Jack and Coke, they put in that much Coke. And
yeah,
that much,
gotta love the rodeo.
All right, Paula. Walt, Tina.
This is to Bruce Rains.
Here's to Bruce. Oh, there's just, oh my gosh, is that good? That is so different, isn't it?
That is so wonderful, though.
Oh, that is so good. Oh.
You know, when you drink scotch quite a bit, you get away from the sweetness of American whiskeys. This is wonderful.
This is just amazing.
Oh. Now, you said you were going to taste something similar, so we challenge you to find a Jack Daniels in your stash. We whiskey you a Merry Christmas.
Here's to you.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, welcome to day 15 of We Whiskey You a Merry Christmas.
Wow, day 15. Two of my favorite people in the world. And I will say, you know, Paula and Dale McKenzie, they have meant so much to us. Last year, when they did their Scotchmas blog, and we did a little introduction for that. It was crazy how many subscribers we got from that. It was crazy. I mean, I lost count. But thanks to them, they've helped me grow this channel. And more importantly that, we have grown a really good friendship with those guys, and we love them. And then your toast to my brother really touched my heart, and I teared up watching that. So I want to quit talking about that right now. So we're going to do something with holiday cheer, and we're going to take you to the Hotel Roanoke, which is pretty iconic in Roanoke. I think, I'll have to check my history, but I think it used to be owned by the Norfolk and Western, didn't it? And they had a convention center or something like that.
So.
I could be wrong. And but it was just a beautiful, beautiful property. It had some rough times, but it's coming back, and they've been doing these trees every year. So we've gone down and checked those trees out. So we thought, well, Paul and Dad, let's go check out some trees. We'll take you to the Hotel Roanoke, and then we'll be right back.
But before we go, what are we drinking tonight?
Well, I was getting all geared up. I thought they were going to show us a scotch that was their favorite, and they really switched it up on me. Went with that Jack Daniel's Sinatra, which we saw at their house, and I was like, oh man, that's amazing that you got that.
Yeah, pretty special bottle.
It was. So I have heard that the Single Barrel Select is a lot like Frank Sinatra. There's no way I could find Frank Sinatra Jack Daniels. Or this is Single Barrel Proof. This stuff is high proof whiskey right here. It is 133.4 proof, which translates to 66.70% alcohol. So we'll try a little sip of both of those. But first we'll go check out the trees.
This adventure begins right now.
Oh, and at the top of the stairs was my favorite tree of all. As you can see, all the ornaments are from empty whiskey and bourbon bottles. That was so cool. And what's really cool is you got to drink all the whiskey before you can make the bottle into an ornament.
Let's make a present for us to show.
from the trees. I hope you saw that. And I didn't put all the trees in the video. That video could have gone on and on.
It's a ton.
But my favorite one by far was the bourbon barrel tree. That was so cool. I'm
Did
like,
y'all catch that?
Yeah. And I was just walking up there and I'm like, those are bourbon barrels. That's really neat.
That was pretty cool.
So we're going to try, since Sinatra is so hard to find, and it's also $250, we're going to try the single barrel select, which is pretty close to what the Sinatra is. This is a 94 proof, so that means it's 47% alcohol. And this cost about $60. So that's not a bad deal. We did this on a live one time, but I'm glad we're going to revisit it because I haven't tried it in a while. But let's open this up. Nice little pop. So
Here we go.
here we go with some single barrel select. I'm just gonna set that right there.
Sniff test first.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can smell the oakiness, and always smell like a little charcoal or something when I'm smelling Jack Daniels.
Get a little tiny bit of smoke.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. And some ethanol hitting you, even though it's a 94, it shouldn't be too harsh. Actually, it seemed like I smelled a little bit of banana, like I did the other day when I was trying the fighting cock. That just punched me with banana. So now maybe I'm just thinking about bananas all the time.
Maybe.
But there is. See if you can smell that. That seems like there's
like a whiff of fruit.
Yeah, definitely. So let's try this.
Ready? Here we go.
Give it another good swirl. Get this thing activated.
Yeah, I gave it a good swirl to.
It's going about faster than Dale Earnhardt went around Bristol Speedway. I like that. I love that. Way better than just a regular Jack Daniels.
Yes.
I mean, this is like, this is actually really good. It is good. I get some ethanol right off the front, and then it's not thin, so then it just goes up over the mouth. It gets sweeter, and then it just kind of like little spice at the end. And then gives you a little bit longer finish than most Jack Daniels.
I get a little spice at the front, but for me, after that, it smooths out. And of course, you get that warmness.
That smooth Tennessee whiskey.
Very smooth, I think.
Yeah, that's
quite good.
Is very sippable. I do like that.
Yep.
I do like that. So now we're gonna kick it up another notch, guys. This is a 133.4 proof. I think I mentioned that before we went and looked at the trees. This came out of a single barrel, but then they cut it with water till it ends up being 94%, and it gets the taste that they want. Well, this one, they may have added a little water, but at 133.4, they may not have added any water. And we're gonna check this out, and it will have some heat to it. We'll guarantee you that. Ooh, look at but now look at the rich dark color.
Yeah.
Man, that's
you notice
dark.
that.
because the water hasn't cut that down. That's really dark if you can see
Very,
that.
very amber.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Get my swirl going on here. I'm not as good of a swirler as you.
Yes, it's
I'm afraid it's
an
gonna
acquired.
slosh out.
It has a few times.
Yeah, slosh it all over.
So, whew, you got to get yourself ready for this, to taste this and to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, I get ethanol, but not as much as I would think.
No, not me either. It's very rich smelling, though, like a rich thickness.
And it's very oaky.
Mm-hmm. Very oaky.
Very oaky. I smell cinnamon. Let's try it down the hatch. Woo! The heat will overwhelm you. And that's why it's really important. Always go by your second taste, because on the first taste, especially with something with this high of proof, you're just going to get ethanol, and it's heat, isn't it?
It is heat.
Now your palate's a little bit adjusted to that. So let's see what the second tastes. Wow. The sweetness comes in, but that heat is not going away.
No.
No, it's
No,
just,
but I maybe I took a smaller sip this time, just expecting the heat. So I didn't get as much of the heat. It's still there. And the second smell for me before we sipped, I got some like maple syrup
Yeah, I got that on
that time.
my palate that time.
Oh yeah, that's really coming out now. That's syrupy
Now,
maple syrup.
When I will drink it, I'll just take a sip and try to hold it on my tongue, let it go around a little bit, and then swallow it. But man, yeah, that is really, really good.
Wow. And look at the thickness there on my glass.
Oh yeah, the oiliness. Yeah. What I don't like about this is this like nutty taste on the back of my palate. Okay, just like on the back of my tongue, it's like a little bit nutty, a little bit bitter, and then the heat comes back. So you get like heat, then it gets sweet, then I get just this hint of the nutty, the something bitter in there, and then the heat continues, a little spicy, but I still like it. I don't like it as much as the 94 because my son Daniel said he doesn't want to be challenged when he drinks his whiskey. So that was on day one. And so that was a really good point. This is going to challenge you. Like if you're trying to come home and relax, there's a little bit of challenge to try to relax and deal with all that heat, even out. Now that 94, I could sip that all day long, that single barrel select. So Dale and Paula, love you guys to death.
Yes.
I'm flattered that you said yes to send me a video, and you sent it right away, and I just love it.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Wow, opening up that Sinatra was pretty daggone cool.
That was pretty special.
So, Tina, any words you want to say for these fine people out there?
To everyone out there, Dale, Paula, and Bruce, we
whiskey you
a Merry Christmas.
And so day 15
Done.